What's up guys, Raven here. This past weekend I went to the Michigan Regional at Gamers Gauntlet and I ended up playing Hoenna Fizzy. I called it Boats and Hoes and we ended up coming in first place. We actually didn't drop a single game until the finals where I was playing against my buddy who was also using a variation of the exact same deck. I think it was like a 2-card difference. The deck overall is really solid. It's a little bit different than most Hoenna Fizzy decks that I've seen so far in the fact that it's more aggressive, more aggro than control. So let's get right into the deck profile and take a look. So we have Hoenna just, getting the pluses off of destroying units, getting those counters, being able to summon them at the end phase and put pressure on your opponent. That helps with the aggro aspect, and then the Fizzy to keep the cards up in your hand. So, and this is the beautiful golden solo that I won for coming in first place. So let's start with the 1-drops. We got 3 delayed poison. Even after the rule change, this card is extremely good. Drop it on opposing Shard Beast turn 1, drop it on bigger units later in the game. Very, very solid card in Dark. I think it's a 3-of for sure. Excited out against things that it doesn't really work against. Play 3 Fail Golem 1. This is actually extremely important, guys, because of the fact that in this deck you're not milling. So having them kill your Fail Golem 1 early in the game makes your Yamis live. So this card also can break a tower. Going first, playing this, hitting the fire tower, and having its ruined effect go off and put a bigger golem in the discard early on with a Yami in the hand is really, really great. Then we got the Heart and Soul of the Aggro deck, Raging Shard Beast, 3 of them. Turn 1, if you drop this bad boy, the chance that you're breaking a tower is pretty dang solid. There's very few cards that can stop it, just like a delayed poison of their own, or maybe some Phantasmal Guards in blue decks, but just a very strong card, netting you value all the time. And then we got 3 Hidden Lab. This card is very, very good too, guys. Being able to sack your golems when they're going to get destroyed. Plus off of that, I used it a couple times during the tournament when I had stolen my opponent's golem number 1s with Allurement, allowing me to sack their golem when they try to steal it back, things like that. Just a very strong card overall, and giving you all the tokens for Hoenna is also great. And then we got 3 Golem of Devourment, just the wall of the deck. You're basically giving you some stall turns, things like that. Just a great card overall. Then we got 3 Dust Strike. Great card now that Irgon's gone. Really helps out in the mono air matchup, which is probably your worst matchup with this deck. You just wait for them to try to kite back a Sky Tree Hawk, something like that, make them pay the cost, and then you just destroy their unit and they don't get anything out of it. We just play 1 Golem of Jealousy just for the draws when you need it. Wanted to have a couple more golems. And then 3 Omega Magic Yami. You have to play this in every Dark deck. It's just a very solid card, allowing you to bring back Allurement, steal their units, Avarice, make them discard cards, and then you can even bring back this bad boy, 1 Acid Monger. I decided to main deck 1 because I feel like everything this meta right now is playing off of augments. Liam plays off augments, this deck plays off of augments, anything with Hoenna, mono air. Every time I drew it, it ended up being pretty solid, so I'm happy with that, but I didn't want to play too many more. I actually don't even side any more than this because we can Yami it back. Then we play 3 Golem of Allurement. Super strong card in the meta right now, stealing all them 1-drops. It just came in clutch all day, helping you with your tempo to steal their units. Yeah, great card. 2 Golem of Avarice, just basically pitching units from your opponent's hand. It really helps you control the game if you get it to the point where you get them below their resources to stop your early game. Then I played 1 Golem of Indolence. I decided to put this back in the deck. I wasn't playing it before, but I put it back in there specifically for Ayakuma Juggernaut. That card was something that I predicted to be a big problem in the meta going forward. I still think it is. It actually was what ended up winning me my final game in time to win the whole tournament. So just a great card. And I decided to play two debilitating miasmas. The reason for this is I like having the option to play a little bit of control-y in the deck. It's really good for the mirror. One of the decks that I had issues with at Indy playing a variation of this was Hoenna Sola. So this card came in clutch a lot. Sometimes they try to rush me down with their tokens, or they build up some golems themselves, and being able to get this off was always very strong. Then I played one Silver Watchwoman. This pushed for game. You could give it target attack to beat over units, upping your counters for the Hoenna, very strong. And then we got the blue splash here. We got 3 Azure Seer. It's just another 1-drop, letting you see what cards on the top of your deck, helping you decide what you're going to get with the Fizzy Shard Drains. Very good. And then one of the biggest MVPs is Ancient Serpent's Breath. This card is insane. 1-drop lets you basically get rid of 2 problem units. A lot of the times, if your opponent's going to waste their resources to try to kill some of your 1-drops, you can bounce them back to your hand, draw an additional card. If you want, you can shard drain one of their threats away. This card was huge for the whole tournament, and it was extremely good. And then lastly, we got 2 Omega Magic Mizu. This card overall was way better than I thought it was going to be. You can use it defensively, offensively, just a super solid card. When they try to aggro you back, you only really want to try to use it when you're pushing for game, or you are down to the last couple towers that you have left. And then as far as the shards go, we play 1 Corona the Ruby Spirit, just another way to push for game, breakthrough units, things like that. And using it with Fizzy, it's actually great because you can use all the effects of Fizzy, and then during their turn you can use it defensively or offensively on yours. And then the 3 Cryptic Crystals, this card's nuts, one of my favorite special shards. So yeah, let's get into, I'll show you the side deck too. I decided to play Sola, and there's no other late cards in the side deck. This was specifically for time. I almost sided into it in the finals, decided against it because I hadn't tested it too much, but I still think the theory behind it is really good. Played 3 Poisonous Strike. I sided this in against the Hoenna mirrors, and going second, it was really good. The reason why I always played it going second is your opponent's already starting down 1 card, so being able to pretty much later in the game when they're already down resources, force them to pitch cards out of their hand was really good. That was also when I abused Avarice a lot. Then we played 2 Ayakuma Juggernauts, which was what ended up winning me the whole tournament. We got into time. Turns, I broke 2 towers, my opponent broke 1, and we slapped this bad boy down, and it was really hard for him to get over it, especially with the other spells that I had to stop his attempts at breaking it. We played 2 Chronostasis. I didn't really side this in for anything. I don't really know what I would. Maybe other aggro decks, things like that. 2 Hellish Guardhound. This was really just a time card. I'd swap it in for some other units if I wanted to kind of stall it out in time. Then we played 3 Enveloped in Darkness. This card was really good throughout the day. A lot better than I thought. I used it against mono air and things like that. Forcing them to kite back their units that only have 1,000 attack is pretty solid. But yeah, it was a really good card. And then 2 Brainwipe Beam. I didn't really like this card. I made this deck again at like 3 in the morning before the event, and I had a reason for playing it, but like it just didn't end up coming to fruition. Like I never decided I wanted to side it in. Overall, this deck was super strong. I'm really, really happy with it. Playing it aggro was way better than I thought. Going forward in the meta though, I don't really know if I would say that this is the best deck by far. There were some matchups that were a bit rough, and I really think that having green as your splash kite could be really important in this meta, considering the fact that a lot of decks play off augments, and that's going to be something that's going to be huge going forward. But thank you guys very much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck. Try it out. Tell me how it works out. Make sure you guys sub on up to the YouTube for more Argent content and hop in our Discord. We got a bunch of giveaways going on. Actually, once we hit 300 members, we're only like 5 away right now. We're giving away a Sola mat, so it's just like this one right here. It's not a champion one, it's just an entry one, but it's a pretty cool mat. And then when we hit 400, we're actually gonna give away a play set of common GZs and common Ashes. So lots of great stuff for that Discord. Make sure you guys hop on in there, and thank you very much. And one last thing, a shout out to my mom for staying up super late when she works in the morning and recording this deck profile for me. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.